Hi, this is John Wren, and I've got a message for you. The caucus killers are coming. The caucus killers are coming. I feel slightly like Paul Revere must have felt. Uh, this is not as big a deal as the British coming, but it is a big deal for Colorado citizens who know that the local neighborhood caucus system that we've had here in Colorado since 1912 has given the average ordinary person like me and maybe like you the absolute best chance of being able to serve an elected public office. And the caucus killers in the sheepskin of a presidential primary are coming after it because they would like to increase their power. Powerful people do not like the caucus because it gives the average ordinary person a voice. Please forward this along. Check out cocaucus.org. Down below, you'll see that we filed as Save the Caucus. If you go to johnwren.com, you'll see it there. We'll also be putting it up on cocaucus.org. Save the Caucus. Do what you can now. Don't just let the committee do the work. If you'd like to help with the committee, I want you to call me and leave a complete voicemail message. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. But tell me who you are, why you're interested. And I'm looking for a couple of co-leaders, people that would be willing to really put the time in. Now, in the past, Save the Caucus, I got the credit in a Rocky Mountain News editorial that I think was intended to just make everybody mad. Really, who should have gotten the credit for Save the Caucus when we fought Amendment 29? Ruth Prendergast. She put in more time and effort. She and Daryl Eskin were the heroes, along with Sharon Klein, Joanne Gray, and many, many other people. And the Rocky Mountain News named me, and you can imagine the effect that that had on the other people that have put in so much work. But I did help start Save the Caucus. That may be what happens this time. I may help start it and then step aside and then remain quiet. I think today with the modern technology and the tools available, we don't necessarily need two messages. I may be more helpful back then, continuing to put out. So anyway, that's a long story. Save the Caucus. If you know what that means, you're the one I'm looking for to be a co-chair in this effort, and we need your help. But whether you work with the committee or not, you can help. Write letters to your local community newspaper. They are a powerful tool. If you are a local community newspaper, consider covering the caucus by encouraging citizen journalism. People with a smartphone can take a picture and put it up on your site. Facilitate that. We're going to be talking with the Colorado Press Association about a contest that will be for all newspapers in Colorado. Who does the best job of encouraging citizen journalism, reporting directly from the caucus? If you don't like the caucus, go file your report. But I think people that go to the caucus love the caucus. You look, you see, Sue O'Brien wrote a tremendous editorial for the Denver Post, and I think it had a lot to do with our victory also. Save the Caucus back in 2002 when we fought the misguided effort to kill the caucus. Amendment 29 would have been devastating. And Rod Bridges has done a lot of good things. That was a mistake. We went to him early, asked him to back off. We've also asked, Building a Better Colorado to back off of the caucus. If you believe truly that you want input from across the state, what better mechanism than the Colorado caucus? And the presidential primary kills the Colorado caucus. Also, a presidential primary is the illusion of participation. You go in and pull a lever, it plays right into the hands of the people that want to control you. They pass petitions, run ads. You never shake hands with a local candidate. There are presidential candidates possibly that would come that would not otherwise. But in our country, in our system of government, really in some ways it doesn't matter who's president. If the grassroots dies, we don't have good local representatives at the local, state level, the legislators we send. The caucus system ties those elected representatives to the electorate. That's why some incumbents don't like it, because it's much easier to run against an incumbent. We are going to put some teeth in Save the Caucus, and we are going to consider recalling any legislator or any party leader in either party that doesn't foursquare come out behind the caucus. They need to make a decision. Are you for the caucus or are you against it? If you're not against this, you're with us. That's how we're going to assume. But if you're speaking out against the caucus, watch for a recall. We formed a political committee, Save the Caucus. I've got the paper right here to prove it. We are going to try to put teeth in this. If we can get a funder, we will make a massive effort and anticipate that the caucus killers are coming. You and I can stop them. You know, we can do anything that we make up our mind to do. I got up this morning, actually, and this is what I decided to do. Amelia Earhart said that we can do anything we make up our mind to do. Well, there are limits to that. I can't fly. You know, I can't make up my mind that I'm going to jump off the balcony and fly. So that's a formula for lunacy. But within certain limits, we can do anything, but we can't do everything. So I'm focusing on Save the Caucus until we're through this legislative season here in Colorado. And once again, the citizens of Colorado are safe. Don't forget your caucus, March 1st. If you got questions, cocaucus.org, links to all kinds of things. Secretary of State's doing a much better job of putting information up on the Secretary of State's website. Support the caucus. If you're a local community newspaper, start planning for this contest. We're going to announce it costs a fair bit of money to do this with the Colorado Press Association. We're looking for contributions. $5,000 we need to raise to be able to have a contest with Colorado Press Association. I'm going to be talking to them. If it's not today, it'll be Monday morning. And watch for announcement of that. But if you're a Colorado community newspaper, get ready for it. Get citizen journalists will have better coverage of the caucus than we've ever had before. We're also going to think about a poetry contest. Write a poem about your local caucus. Why do you like it if you're a poet? And other things that we're going to be doing, the activities to try to reach out to the people that support the caucus. Now, everyone is disgusted with how things are this year because the media is concentrating on the top of the ticket, the president, when really in our system of government, what makes the difference is the local politics. And it's a much harder story to cover, though. The caucus is almost impossible with past technology for a good newspaper to cover. But now that everyone has an iPhone in their pocket and you can set something up and get reports right from the caucus for your community newspaper, I believe that'll change in the mosaic of America. I think what's going to happen is that states are going to want to shift to the caucus system, and hopefully the RNC will drop this misguided effort to kill the caucuses across the country. Yes, that simplifies things, but read the book, Why Iowa? They have documented that we really are best benefited by a few states having a caucus on a particular date. We ought to all have the caucus on the same date, and then a primary election, all the remaining states on the same date. So 1, 2, we've got our nominations. And what we're doing now is crazy. You know, we need to really take a step back from this. The party loyalists that want to kill the caucus are misguided. I believe if they stop and think about it, they'll change their mind. You'll know March 1st. You know, don't elect anyone as a delegate that will not pledge to save the caucus. Write letters to your editor, write a poem, do whatever you can. Call in to talk radio shows, save the caucus. The caucus killers are coming. This is John Wren. This is the Startup Show. Please forward this along to any of your friends. Ask them to come to cocaucus.org. We'll be communicating through that for Save the Caucus. And I cannot do it alone, but we can. Let's save the caucus. Thanks for watching. See you next week. Each morning, 10:30, right here on johnwren.com. It's Save the Caucus is our startup of the week. We'll give you a report next week of how it's coming. Thanks for watching.